Yo, what up, guys? This is an emergency WBR pod. Curry drops 53. I had to hop in my car, get in the studio, and we had to talk about it. We were going to do a full-on 1 week recap of the NBA, but too much drama. There was a shootout in OKC, mad drama going on. We had to shoot a pod immediately.
The NBA is just getting way too real right now, and I'm loving it. Like, Curry's dropping 53 on everybody, particularly Anthony Davis. Man, this is too much. We had to make this right now. So what happened was Curry, he scored 28 points in the third quarter all over the Pelicans. Anthony Davis, he has 17 total threes in the season right now. He has 39.3 points per game. He has 55.9 field goal percentage. 48.6 of those are from three-point range, and he's averaging 7.3 assists per game. Is he the best player in the world? That's the question.
Is he the best player in the world right now, today?
In the world right now.
Number one.
If he's on NBA 2K, he'll be the highest.
Okay, so I know he was my MVP prediction, but he's not the best player in the world.
See, I thought you were going to say he was.
He's not, simply because there's two ends of the floor for the basketball game. There's the offensive side, where he absolutely undresses defenders. Mm-hmm. But there's also the defensive side of the court. He has some good steals, but he can be a defensive liability to explosive guards such as Westbrook. He can't handle bigger guards who can shoot over him. That's why he's not the best player in the world right now. A player like LeBron, both ends of the floor.
Okay, what about KD?
Hey,
he's close.
He had 2 big blocks last game.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis right now is not close to the best player in the world, but another thing. Both ends of the floor.
That's a really interesting take on it. Before I get into this, is he the best offensive player in the world?
At the moment? Yeah, I'll say his game is the most disrespectful to the defender. I'll put it that way. Okay. Naturally, he's not a disrespectful guy, but the way he plays and the shots he does on your grill, his offense is the most offensive.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. His offense is the most offensive. To me, okay, here's what I'm going to say before I even go in on this. How I rank the best player in the world is very simple. I put this player on the worst team and see how they do on the worst team, or a team that's terrible, and see how well they would do. You have a player like LeBron. He goes to the NBA Finals against the Golden State Warriors. He's averaging 36, 12, and 9. Pretty much he's averaging a triple-double with a terrible squad. Curry is doing it with a team that's pretty much stacked. Most people agree that his team is pretty much stacked. And now that you enlightened me even more on his defense, I usually don't consider that too much. I know I should. Combined with that, Curry is not the best player in the world. LeBron is still... I know 2K16 says he's one point higher than him. It's actually more than that. LeBron can single-handedly take a team to places that they could never even dream of. When he was in the Cleveland Cavaliers for the first time, and then he left, they literally dropped to the bottom of the conference and had the longest losing streak in NBA history following that. Yeah, okay, they also lost Big Z, but I mean, come on. That doesn't make a difference. Curry is not the best player in the world because he's not carrying a team by himself. And I know a lot of people say he could. I don't think he can, because if you have 2 or 3 people like on him at all times, double teaming him, yeah, let's say he passes the ball off to somebody who's not Draymond Green or Harrison Barnes or Klay Thompson, or the list goes on and on. Sean Livingston, even Barbosa at times. David Lee, not anymore, but if he didn't have a really good team, he's not going to be doing as well as he is right now. He didn't even get the Finals MVP. Okay, think about it. If LeBron wins a ring, what are the chances he isn't the Finals MVP? What are the chances?
0%. But I think that leads to my point about the defense too, right? Last season, Andre Iguodala wins the MVP of the postseason, mainly because of his defense on LeBron. He had a good offensive performance, but Curry wasn't guarding LeBron. He doesn't guard the best player usually, is why he's not the best player in the world at the moment.
Yeah, I absolutely love your take. That's it right there. But if LeBron wins the ring, there's absolutely and utterly 0% chance he's not the MVP.
But in Curry's defense, I think he has this uncanny ability to elevate his teammates. I don't know if it's his team specifically, but his teammates get better off his energy. When they see him undressing defenders, boogieing on people, busting ankles, they step their game up. That's why he gets all these assists. When he's playing out of his mind, when he decides to pass, it's on the money, and these guys are gonna drill the shot. I think if you take him to a terrible team, if he has that kind of magic, he'll take them further than you think.
So you put him on the Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron's Cleveland Cavaliers in the old day.
Yeah.
Does he take them to NBA Finals?
No.
He doesn't?
No.
That's the way I rank the best player in the world. No way he can do what LeBron does. Put a whole team on his back and go to places. Well, I mean,
it's hard. It's hard to say.
It's hard to say, really. Yeah, you're right. But I truly don't think he could do that.
Yeah, and I don't see him anchoring like a team's defense like a LeBron can.
Mm-hmm.
Everything clicks better when LeBron's on the floor.
But making a long story short, my answer to this is he's not the best player in the world.
Yeah, I know. I know it's early in the season.
It is really early in the season.
But we had to shoot a quick pod to get our thoughts out here.
Because I've been seeing a lot of tweets.
Oh yeah.
Saying he's the best player now. It's his league.
Mm-hmm.
He does have the most jersey sales as of I think it was last year, but that's only because he appeals to the masses more.
So would you say he's the most electrifying player in the entire league right now?
No, absolutely not. The most electrifying player in the NBA is Russell Westbrook.
Okay, I'm glad you brought up Russell Westbrook, because there was a good old-fashioned shootout in OKC the other day, where Russell Westbrook and KD go for 91, double overtime, and they came back down from 14 in the fourth against the Orlando Magic.
Oh, yeah. They combined it for how many?
91.
91, yeah. That was in double overtime. Victor Oladipo, he had a triple-double. So the question is, who is the mayor of Oklahoma City?
Okay.
That's the question.
Okay, so there's been the whole age-old debate, who's Batman and who's Robin? Everybody's looking at it completely wrong. It's not who's Batman, who's Robin. Russell Westbrook is Batman, but Kevin Durant is Superman. They're two superheroes. There's no
okay.
There's no junior here. They're both superheroes in their own right. And from time to time, even in this season, mark my words, they will get in each other's way, but their cumulative greatness is gonna take them places no backcourt like this has ever done.
Yeah.
No superstar tandem of like this caliber has ever been seen. Russell's aggression gets KD more open shots. His whole team gets more open shots because of his flat-out aggression. He collapses the defense. He can pass at will. All the guys got to do on OKC is just drill the shot. So to answer your question, none of them are mayors. Nobody holds the key. They're both on equal footing. That's the way
they're co-mayors.
Yeah, sure. They're co-mayors.
Okay. Russell Westbrook is the mayor of Oklahoma City.
So you disagree?
I completely disagree. Russell Westbrook has become the mayor of Oklahoma City. The biggest reason why is because Kevin Durant was out for the majority of last season, which made the crowd love Russell Westbrook. When you watch the games, you don't just look at the stats, you actually watch the games. You see the crowd into it more when Westbrook is doing crazy stuff. He's going to the hoop. He's getting foul calls, drawing in multiple defenders. The crowd thrives off of that. If you actually look at the body language and the reaction, when KD's scoring shots, the reaction isn't as prominent as when Westbrook is doing it. And it's easy to notice. And then when you do actually take a look at the numbers, he had triple-double after triple-double last year. A lot of people were saying he's not going to get nearly as much this year. Probably right. But look at his points per game, skyrocketing still. I know it's only been a few games, but he's averaging 40.5 points per game, 9 assists on 49% shooting. That is mind-blowing. Kevin Durant has 32.5 points per game on 43% shooting. Of course, it's only been a couple games. But to me, Russell Westbrook's intensity, especially the crowd riding him, I think that's the reason why he is the mayor of Oklahoma City. And to me, I think Kevin Durant kind of feels that.
So how do you think he feels about that, though?
There was the interview after the game when they were interviewing Westbrook, and he said Kevin Durant is the best player in the world. He said that, I quote.
Yeah.
I don't understand how the relationship works. Because half the time I think Westbrook thinks he's way better than KD, just because. And then the other times I think he defers and, KD's the best player. But when you noticed, after Victor Oladipo, he dropped that amazing go-ahead three-pointer, he also made that game-tying shot. Westbrook, they had no timeouts left. They inbounded the ball. Westbrook wanted the ball. KD was kind of like, he didn't really know what to do. The intangibles that Westbrook has is just what makes it. He's fearless. He wanted the ball. He took the ball down the court, and he just shot it. He banked it in. Of course, that was a lucky shot.
Yeah, but,
I got on Derrick Rose for making that lucky shot in the other play, but it was completely different. They drew up that play after a timeout. This one they had no timeouts. He had to just go and shoot it. And he also took over in the overtime, which is a whole nother story. But the fact that he makes plays just out of instinct, and everybody expected... I actually, for the first time, I expected Westbrook to take the ball and go and take that shot. I actually didn't expect KD at all because there was no timeouts.
It's funny, though, how the narrative of all the media has shifted. You remember when they lost in the finals, and the whole question was, why isn't Westbrook giving it to the best player, or arguably the second best player in the world? He has the best offensive player in the game, and he's not utilizing him properly. Now everybody's saying, "Oh, Westbrook is so good. He gets KD all these open shots. He breaks it down for the team." Nothing's changed. Mm-hmm. It's just the narrative and the way the media look at him, look at Westbrook, has changed.
Absolutely.
So then the complete narrative is different.
To me, it was all because Kevin Durant was out, and the media and everybody watching, all the fans, saw Westbrook doing it solo, and they are kind of leaning towards him now because they like what he brings to the table. But he pretty much brought the same thing before.
Yeah,
you're right.
But it's you can see in in Russ's game, he wants to pass the KD. Sometimes he might be reluctant to pass to a guy who might not make the shot. KD is reliable, if he makes the decision to pass to KD, he has no problems with him jacking up the shot. Because before, last season he was trying to get his guys to the playoffs, what would happen is if he passed the shot and the players are too scared to take that shot, he'd have to grab the ball back. He'd have 13 seconds left on the shot clock, and he'd have to make some freaky athletic play. Mm-hmm. Now it's not that case. He can draw on the defense, kick it out to Kevin Durant. He's knocking that down, knockdown shooter. It just makes him that much more deadly. So even if you say Westbrook is the mayor, it doesn't matter who the mayor is. Having both KD and Westbrook just makes OKC that much more dangerous.
It absolutely does. I definitely agree. But it's just, to me, Russell Westbrook, he's the face of the franchise now. I really think so. And I think the biggest part of it was because of that injury. So now everybody, especially the crowd, and all his fans in general, are just leaning towards him, I feel.
Yeah, but I just want to, give a good admiration to Kevin Durant. Second game, he had a really kind of a rough first game. Second game back, he looked like he had no rust at all. Mm-hmm. Confidence. Just pulls up, gets where he wants. He runs his offensive game. Because people are, kind of giving him a little bit of buffer. He needs a couple games to get back.
Yeah.
Nope. Second game, shooting 50%, looking like the old him.
I would love to see them be on separate teams, running their own franchises. I think that would be the best for the league, to be quite honest with you. Maybe it's going to happen.
Yeah, but it's so hard to win, with just one superstar.
Yeah, and then you ask LeBron that. He's been doing it.
He's had 3. Well, he had in the Heat.
Yeah.
He had another 2.
But think about it.
Another 2.
In Cleveland, the very first time, he took the worst team ever.
Yeah.
To the finals.
Yeah, but he didn't get him a ring.
He couldn't get them a ring. It was impossible. Even Jordan on steroids couldn't have gotten them a ring against the San Antonio Spurs at their prime. But I mean, that's for another topic. We're going to go straight into the main question, or the last question.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your MVP prediction so far? I know it's only been about 3 games for some teams 2. You picked Curry to win MVP before the season started.
Oh yeah, in our official predictions video, I said Steph Curry is going to go back-to-back, and I stand by that. And why wouldn't I? The numbers speak for itself, the hype speaks for itself. This guy is literally just getting where he wants, what he wants, whenever he wants. Yeah, I stick by my pick 100%. But as for you, I'd be sweating a little bit. Mm-hmm. We were talking about these top players, LeBron, Anthony Davis. You were talking about your man, James Harden.
Yep.
Or I'm sorry, James Kardashian.
James Kardashian.
Yeah, I know you normally, you'll sink with the ship, but let me ask you this. Are you selling your James Harden stock right now? Officially?
Okay. Before I get into this, when we made our official predictions, I reserved the right to change my prediction, whether it be halfway through the season, 3 quarters of the season, or even like right at the beginning.
So I'm asking you right now.
Okay.
Are you using that option?
Okay. James Harden has 19 points per game.
Okay.
On 25.6% shooting.
Okay.
25.6, if you guys heard that correct. And 13.6 from 3-point range. And he has 5.5 assists.
13.6.
13.6 from 3-point range.
That's about DeAndre Jordan's free throw percentage.
Yeah, that's about right. They only had a couple games though so far. So, it's like a small sample size. So to answer your question, if I'm gonna, use my right to change my MVP pick, I am going to use my right. I'm gonna change my MVP pick right now. I am not gonna sink with the ship and keep Harden as my prediction. I'm changing it right now, as of this second, to Russell Westbrook winning the 2015-2016 MVP award. And it's strictly because of these very first few games. I did choose him last year. For those of you guys who don't know, I picked him for MVP last year, and I actually did place a small wager on him at 16-1 odds. I have a really strong faith in this guy, and I stick by it right now. I'm changing from Harden. I'm going to go to Westbrook, and I'm going to die with this ship. Unless he gets injured. I reserve that right.
Okay. So unless injury, you're sticking with Westbrook
Westbrook
all the way
until the end of the season.
So when it comes All-Star break, I'm going to ask you again.
You're going to ask me again.
You're going to say Westbrook.
I'm going to say Westbrook. Even if he averages 20% shooting for the next 30 games until the All-Star break, Russell Westbrook is going to win the 2015-16 MVP.
Okay, so if James Harden bounces back after these 2 games and he wins MVP,
I'm not going to come crawling back. I'm done with him for now, just because it has nothing to do with him. Although his numbers are quite terrible right now, it has everything to do with Westbrook. Everything to do with Westbrook. He's going to win MVP. No disrespect to Harden. I did choose him for a reason. I respect him a lot.
He's definitely going to bounce back. He's not going to shoot 13% the whole season.
From 3-point range.
Yeah, I know, guys, this is super preemptive. We can be jumping the gun. It's only the very beginning of the season.
But can you blame us? We're just so excited. Have you guys been watching this game? Get League Pass, all right? Watch these games. It's epic.
Okay, guys. More NBA action coming at you guys when more games come out. We're going to try to keep it at a weekly pause. We'll try to wrap up everything.
Maybe we're going to have one tomorrow. Maybe someone's going to drop 60. Someone dropped 60. We're making a podcast that same night, guys.
It's true. If major headlines like this happen, we're going to jump on earlier. But stay tuned, guys. Tons more NBA. Tons more pods coming. Stick with your boys, man. WBR out.
Peace.